Good evening. The time now is 6:30 p.m. and the Pembroke Pines Board of Adjustments will now be called to order. We'll start now with the roll call by our city clerk.
Member Abinandolo, Member Brito,
Here.
Member Kroll,
Here.
Member Pitts,
Here.
Member O'Meara.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Chair and Council, you may now administer the instructions to the residents.
All right, thank you. For the folks in the lobby, if you have an interest in the case and plan on speaking, I'd like for you to come into the room. If you're just taking care of the little one, feel free to stay out in the lobby. Before we begin the hearings, I want to go over the proceedings here today. This is the City of Pembroke Pines Board of Adjustment. These are volunteers of the community. They're members and live and work and play here in Pembroke Pines. They serve the true public interest. They're here tonight to hear the cases presented before them, presented by you all in the city. In order to have your variance approved, you're going to need at least 3 members of the panel to approve the application. Short of that receiving those 3 votes, your item will be denied. You will have the opportunity to present any evidence or testimony that you have to prove your case, and at the conclusion of your testimony, the chairman will open the floor for members of the public who are here to speak on your behalf or against your project. And at the conclusion of that public testimony, he'll close the case and the matter will be decided here tonight. That being said, if you have a case or you're here to speak on a case, please stand and raise your right hand and be sworn in. Everyone. You swear or affirm the testimony you'll give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right, you may be seated, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, General Counsel. I'd like to now have the approval of the September 4th, 2024 Board of Adjustments minutes.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Board of Adjustments meeting minutes from September 4th.
I second.
Alden, you've heard the motion, the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes of September 4th, 2024 stands approved. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The first applicant tonight is Mr. George Gonzalez and Elizabeth Zamora. Will you please come forward, please? Thank you. Please sign in as the council is instructed. Turn on the microphone. Okay, thank you. The project description in the background, Mr. George Gonzalez, owner, submitted 2 residential zoning variances requests to legalize existing construction for the property located at 7001 Southwest 9th Street in Pines Village neighborhood, which is zoned residential single-family R1C. On June 3rd, 2024, and also 2024. The property was cited for work performed without permits, cold case number 250-601-874. The owners pursuing to retain an existing 17 by 13-foot-4 roof structure attached to the house west side wall. The property owner is providing a copy of the property survey showing the footprint of the existing item at location. The petition is requesting ZVR 2025-0027 to allow 5-foot side setback along a segment of the western property line instead of required 7.5-foot side setback for an existing 17-foot by 13-foot open-sided roof structure attached in a residential single-family typical lot. Per the survey, it was found the existing patio and shed are encroaching into the required western side setback. As part of the request, the owner is providing a modification plan removing the excess of existing paving along the side property line to conform with the required 5-foot side setback. The petitioner, however, would like to maintain the existing shed at the existing location, and the owner is asking for ZVR 2025-0028 to allow a 3-foot 10-inch side setback along a segment of the western side property line instead of the required 5-foot side setback for an existing 10-foot by 9-foot-8 shed in a residential single-family lot. Per staff review of the city archives, no permits can be found for the detached work on the property. Nonetheless, according to the Broward County Property Appraiser's imagery, it appears the roof structure attached to the side and shed have existed at the location since at least 1998 and 2007, respectively. The applicant is aware that the board consideration of these variances requests does not preclude the property owner from obtaining all necessary development-related approvals or permits. There is no homeowners association in the neighborhood where the subject property is located. The owner also submitted to legalize an existing, on page 506, to legalize an existing attached carport, the existing shed for the property located at the mentioned address. The two items were existing when I purchased the home in June 2005. I was not aware that no permits were submitted until I received the code violations on June 17, 2025. In July, I hired Deco Concrete for the isolated footing dowels permit application RR 25-06636. Also, R&D Aluminum permit application R025-06871 to build a new carport structure since the old one did not meet code. The current existing posts are set back at 5 feet. Both permits came back with the comment, setback needs to be 7.5 feet from property. This structure has been existing for 20 years plus. If I place the post at 7.5 feet, I cannot use it as a carport since the post will be 2.5 feet inside the gate opening. The carport is needed in order to accommodate 6 vehicles. I received the code violation because I had 2 vehicles parked on the grass. The existing shed was there when I purchased the home. It was 10 foot by 10 foot, 10 foot on an 8-inch slope with straps. It is currently 4.5 inches from the property line, 41.5 inches from the property line. I have spoken with my neighbors and they do not have any objections to the setback that has been existing for over 20 years on both items. And we can see the pictures of the property and the survey. Have I read your petition accurately, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am? Okay, good. I would like to, this board would like to hear from you on any other comments that you may have.
No, I just want to.
Could you speak into the mic?
I'm sorry. I bought, like you said, I bought the house in 2005.
Can you state your name for the record,
Oh,
sir?
I'm sorry. George Gonzalez. When I purchased the house in 2005, everything that's there now was there. I already replaced the fence because the fence was one of the other code violations. I already replaced the whole fence with a permit. And I just want to get everything, the way it's supposed to be. with permits and all like that, so I don't have any issues in the future. It's a learning lesson, and in the future, when if I buy another house, I'm gonna make sure I check for all permits been pulled for everything. And like I said, I mean, it took me by surprise when all that, because I'm working in Naples, and they put the letter on the door, and she sent it to me, and I go, what is this? I mean, that was there. And I looked at Google Earth, and I found the carport there. It's still there in 1994, which is the first year that Google Earth came out. And I just want to replace the old one with one that meets the hurricane standards now. But if I put that setback at 7.5 feet, I can't get my cars in there, because right now my neighbor across the street is letting me park 2 cars in his parking space, because they have a 4-car thing and they only have 1 vehicle. So they've been parking cars there for 5 months right now, and it's nice of them, but to me it's an inconvenience too for them. And I just want to make things right and be, I love my house. Mr. Samora's been there. He sees how I maintain it, and the neighbors also came to me when they got the notice, and they were asking me, what is this? And I explained it to them. I don't know, some of them, I told them, follow the instructions. If you agree with it, just sign it and send it back in. I don't know if they did or not. Those letters that got sent out. And, basically that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Mrs. Zamora, could you go back to the survey part? Looking where it says remove paving below to be 5 feet away and parallel to the western side property line. When you remove the paving, what did you replace it with, or did you just leave it as grass?
It's dirt, and it's going to be dirt or either.
Gonna be landscape. Landscape, maybe some strip of grass.
Grass?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That was my only concern, what you're going to put back there. Grass will help with percolation in the property.
Okay.
Is there anything else to add, sir?
No,
Or
sir,
ma'am?
That's it.
Anyone from the audience with any comments or in for support or against? Mr. Brito?
No further questions.
Mr. Pitts?
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Amaro?
No question.
At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion for ZVR 2025-2027.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2025-0027 to allow a 5-foot side setback along a segment of the western property line instead of the required 7.5-foot side setback for an existing 17 by 13 4 open-sided roof structure attached in a residential single-family typical lot.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Roll call, Madam Chairman. Madam Clerk.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Chairman Crawl?
Yes.
Member Amira?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. I'd like to have a motion for
Congratulations.
ZVR
so much.
2025-0028.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to allow ZVR 2025-0028 to allow 3 foot 10 inches side setback along a segment of the western side of the property line instead of the required 5-foot side setback for an existing 10 by 9.8 shed in a residential single-family typical lot.
And this both will be in accordance with section 155.031C.
I second.
Madam Clerk?
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Crawl? Brito?
Yes.
Chairman Crawl?
Yes.
Member Amira?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, sir. Both motion passes, and please see staff for any kind of comments or any further instructions. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night.
Christian and Jessica Stotz. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Jessica Stokes, owner, submitted a residential zoning variance request for the single-family resident located 730 Southwest 195th Avenue in the Chapel Trail neighborhood, which is zoned planned unit development. The property follows PUD guidelines for single-family conventional lots larger than 10,000 square feet. The PUD does not address open-sided roof structures freestanding as a result. The provisions of the city's land development code apply. On April 4th, 2025, the owner submitted a plan for building permit application number RX25-03730 to install a 27-foot 2-inch by 18-foot aluminum roof outdoor terrace on the existing patio. However, the permit cannot be approved if the proposed work exceeds limitations of the city's land development code per the plan. The owner is requesting ZVR 2025-0029 to allow 489 square feet instead of the required 200 square foot for proposed open-sided structure, freestanding structure in a residential single-family typical lot. Per the documents provided by the owner for the property, it was detected an existing 12-foot by 17-foot shed located on the west side of the property. The owner would like to include ZVR 2025-0030 to allow 204 square feet instead of required 100 square feet for an existing shed in a residential single-family typical lot. The applicant is aware that the board consideration of any variances does not preclude the owner from obtaining all necessary development approval permits. In addition, the owner submitted to whom it may concern. We're writing to formally request a zoning variance to allow the construction of a 504 square foot pergola in our backyard. We understand that the current zoning permit allows pergolas up to 200. Our lot is sufficiently sized and configured to accommodate the proposed pergola without encroaching on any property setback, easement, or public right-of-way. The structure will be built in compliance with applicable building codes and will not adversely affect neighboring properties in terms of privacy, noise, or aesthetics. We have taken the extra steps to have a new survey completed on our property, as well as hiring and paying for engineering drawings, all showing measurements are within compliance. In addition, we have also obtained full approval from our master association and our local homeowners association. As a family, we spend a significant amount of time outdoors, and the larger pergola will provide necessary shade and safety, comfort for gatherings, outdoor meals, and family recreations. We're not adding any walls or creating a full enclosure structure. It will remain open air and visibly compatible with our neighborhood and home. And this was submitted by Ms. Jessica Stoltz. Is there anything else you'd like to add to your report here, ma'am?
No, basically, I think it covers what we are requesting. We understand that it is a little bit bigger than what is normally accepted by code, but our property is also unique, and the size of the lot allows for the size of the pergola. And as mentioned in my letter and in my request, we spend a lot of time outside, my 2 children and our families. So this is something that we would like to, install in our backyard. And we obtained also the proper application. We did all the permits, and we also obtained approval from the association for the pergola as well.
The good part is that you have no neighbors in back of you, and unfortunately have the sun coming off the lake that creates quite a bit of heat.
And a beautiful sunset, but yes, definitely a lot of heat. So, yes.
We understand totally. Are there any comments from the audience? Yes, sir. Could you come in, please? Sign your name. Sign in and give us your name, please.
My name is Gerald Meyer.
Mr.
Okay.
Meyer.
As it was
And
stated.
could you also state your address too, please?
Okay, my name is Gerald Meyer, 19430 Northwest Sixth Street. It was mentioned just now, commented that there was approvals by the master and local. That is incorrect. I am on the board, and I never received any architectural review for the shed or this gazebo, or pergola, excuse me. Second of all, the shed is right on near the property line. It's not within, it's encroaching on the setback as it is. It sits up in the front and everything. Received today the architectural approvals application for the shed and the removal of some trees in the front. And it even states on there, after the fact. The shed is there, the removal of the trees have already happened, and therefore it has not been approved. In fact, it was disapproved because of the mere fact that it is after the fact, and knowing about this variance hearing for the pergola, we wanted to bring forth to your attention that it has not gone through the proper procedures within the community, all right? So, and also, if the pergola is in excess of the required, recommended or required size, no, that's not supposed to be happening. There's a size limit for reasons, okay? And I understand, want to entertain, I'm not trying to be, rude or anything, but we have to stay within the parameters that are given. We go and exceed that, then we have, everybody could do anything on their property, all right? So the most important thing, we have not received any architectural review as from the resident for the shed, the removal, until after the fact. I have it on email and everything. If I don't see that presented here, there were trees removed. And the city of Pembroke Pines does require that you either remove them and you replace them. For what reason? Are they dead, or you have to replace them? Of which that was not done. So there's no permit for that, no permit for the shed either, and it's existing already. That's basically what I have to say about this.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
so
Myers.
I'm in opposition to it.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. Ms. Stokes.
So I would like to say that we did obtain approval for the pergola from the Master Association and the association. I have provided all of that information to Christian with the required documentation, like the engineered plans and everything that we had that was required to put in the application. Now, with regards to the shed, we replaced an existing shed without knowing that we needed a permit for a new shed. So that's why there is an application called Permit After the Fact, which was actually provided to us or guided by the city. So we are able to request a permit after the fact because as homeowners, we did not know that it was required to have a new permit to replace a shed. In addition to the trees that were damaged by lightning, we did not know that we had to receive, it was required to have a permit or apply for a permit to remove the palm trees.
Yes.
So it was not something that was done intentionally. And again,
The trees
submit-
aren't an issue for us.
Yeah.
And we did submit a permit request as suggested by the city, which is a permit after the fact. So I think it is, as homeowners, you're allowed to submit a permit for something after the fact. That's why it's available for us.
Staff, do you have the agreement from the association or master?
Yes, the letter is in the package that you all received. It's dated April 1st, 2025, signed by the Chapel Trail Boards of Directors, Architectural Design Control Committee. Expressly follows and reads, your architectural modification request has been approved. Specifically, you've been approved to proceed with the following: 20 by 30 by 8 feet roof pergola installation color dark bronze.
I assure you that we have taken all of the proper steps to request the permits for the pergola. We were not aware that we had to request the permit for the shed that we were replacing, an old shed. It is within city lines. It was installed properly. It was within the city bounds, 5 feet from the house next door, within the limits. So again, we submitted all the proper documentation as we did not want to, cause any trouble, so, yeah.
I'm looking at the size of the aluminum roof, 27 feet by 18 feet is a very large,
Oh, that's-
is that the right one?
But if you look at the lot size or the survey that we did, I mean, we have a significant, as mentioned, we have a corner lot, and it is it is not like every other piece of property in
It's a
our
pie
neighborhood.
shape, yes.
And there is actually even a basketball, there's sufficient space in the backyard. And again, we have no one behind us, so it's not obstructing anybody's view or anything like that.
Okay.
So, and everything is in accordance, we had an engineer come out, we have everything in accordance, the materials, the installation, everything.
Understand. Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments, staff?
No, we visited the property. We directed the applicant to work with our landscape division to mitigate the loss of the landscape. Obviously, the reason why she's here is because the existing shed exceeds size, and the proposed freestanding structure as per code exceeds the 200 square feet.
Mr. Myers?
Right here, dated 9/25/25 is the application for the shed to our local review.
Okay.
Do not date it, right here. So I don't know what he's got there
That's for the
saying
pergola.
for pergola. I have yet to see a request for architectural review for the pergola at all.
Mr. Chair, as you know, your decision is not based on what the HOAs
Correct.
agree or not agree to. She has to deal with that if you approve it. So just wanted to make sure.
I just want to make sure that,
I know you're going to say that at some point. But
yeah, and I want to make sure that all sides have had a chance to have, equal comments.
Okay, but this is only from the master. This did not go through the local. at
Okay. All right.
Okay? Just letting it be known that the procedures are local. We submit it to the master. They can approve or disapprove it. Even if we approve on the local level, they can disapprove it, and then they don't get it done, okay?
Well, the applicant will go ahead, sir.
The Board of Adjustment is not bound by your homeowners association decision, so.
And we did apply for both local and master.
Okay.
So, I mean, we did everything that we were told.
There are several steps you have to go through, and like I
I
said,
understand, and again, we did not know, so we're doing it after the fact, but because honestly, we did not know that there was a permit needed for a replacement of an existing shed. So yes, we are doing it after the fact, but simply because we did not know. We did know for the pergola that we needed to request approval from the association, what we did, and we received it, and a permit from the city.
after this committee, questions and so forth, please see staff at the very end to further the process and dotting the i's, crossing the t's. Is there anyone else in the audience? Yes, sir. Please state your name and sign in, please, and your address.
Hello, my name is Donald Reed. I am the actual direct neighbor to the right side on your slide, the east
Can you
side.
say
State
your
your
address?
ad-
I'm sorry?
The address to your home.
Address.
Oh, 19481 Northwest 8th Street.
And state your name again, sir.
Donald Reed, R-E-I-D. So I am the direct neighbor, and they're wonderful neighbors. I mean, much better than the neighbors that were there before. So I'm an original owner. I've been here since 1994 in the community of Pasadena Estates and then Chapel Trail. I was on the board for 20 years on the master, and I've been on the board of the local, Pasadena 3 and 4, for 31 years, minus 2 years. So there was only a period of 2 years that I wasn't on the board. My only issue with the city is we developed our rules and regulations over the years following the city guidelines. So the structures, I mean, I understand that they might have gotten approval for the master, which is really absurd because they're usually so hardened about the rules. We wrote the rules back when I was on the master board to follow the city guidelines, just so we didn't have the conflict between the city and the association. So my only concern is if they got approval from the master board, they didn't get approval from the local board. It's going to create an issue, again, where if the city grants the variance, then you're putting us against our homeowners, which is something I strived for 20 years, never to get in conflict with the homeowners. So as a board member, as a neighbor, we always relied on the city to back us up if we followed the rules of the city. So that's my only concern is if you grant this variance, then it puts us in a precarious situation because then other homeowners will apply and say, hey, look, they got it. And that has created some issues for us as a board in the past. And I know there's a lot of issues with board members and certain things that happen. But I would just urge that if you make a decision, it throws it back onto the board. So we followed the city guidelines for, since I've been in the community, 31 years. So I have no objection. I haven't seen the pergola, so I would have direct sight on the pergola. I don't know what it looks like, so I have no opinion personally, but I do represent Pasadena 3 and 4. We did have a board meeting 2 weeks ago. Can't remember the date, 19th, I believe. And the board said they would not approve that. So again, I mean, I don't wish anything upon my neighbor because they're wonderful neighbors. But yeah, it's up to the city at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Thank you.
Mrs. Moore, could you bring up the rear end of the home again? Yes, perfect. To everyone in attendance, as Mr. Reed said, many rules were established 30, 35 years ago. We've had increase in size of families who used to be, mother, father, and two children. Now we have 5 and 6 cars, being needed. And we're also going to have 2 and 3 generations in the same household. And looking at the rear end here, there's definitely a need for protection from the sun and the elements. I always ask the residents, would they consider reduction in size, looking at the fact that you're in an open area, and the fact that, as Mr. Reed said, it's going to create a wave of new applicants and people wanting to make adjustments. You said 27 feet by 18 feet. It's very large. I encourage people to sometimes shrink it down to not interfere with the neighborhood, but because you are backed up against the lake, you have no one in back of you, I take that into consideration also. And as council will tell you, we are not bound by any homeowners association jurisdiction. We'll confide with the City of Pembroke Pines Building and Zoning. So with that said, is there anyone else in the audience? Now hear from Mr. Brito.
Mr. Chair, I would recommend tabling this for next meeting so that she can go back and get approval of what the master and the local master or the local association would allow before we render a decision on this.
Ms. Stokes.
I was under the impression that we had already received approval because we submitted to the local and they submitted to the master. So we would not be able to submit the application. That's the process that we've always followed. So Same thing we do for the painting of our home. We submit it to the local and they submit it to the master, and they tell us, like in the email that they respond, that we have to wait for both approvals. So it is under my impression that when you receive the master approval, you've already received approval. So, I mean, I will go back and review my documents, but that's the process that we've always followed for requesting anything from our association. So I really am not aware of any other process or any additional approvals that they're speaking about. And I would like to also state that I understand, but our property is probably the only size of that property in our neighborhood. It is very unique, and it is a corner lot, and it has, like you've mentioned, no one directly behind us, and the pergola will be an open structure, so it won't even obstruct Dawn's view or anything like that.
That has never been a problem or a concern. We want to make sure, and we're being very generous. It doesn't appear to be, you did not start without, permits.
Right.
And we want to make sure that you have communication and following all the guidelines. Usually there's a HOA, but you have a local and master, which I'm not
Yes.
Familiar with. Staff, is that something that comes up, local and master agreements?
Before the city's eyes, there's language in our code related to master association.
Just the master association?
Correct.
And she has approval from the master association?
That's what we received for the pergola dated April 1st, 2025.
Okay. Any further questions, Mr. Brito?
No, no further questions.
Mr. Pitts?
Just one or two questions, Mr. Chair. The shed that is up for approval, what was the original size of the shed that was replaced? Was that size then increased when the new shed was
Yes,
replaced?
it was increased. I don't have the specific size of the previous shed, but it is increased in size, because the reason it was, the other one was plastic and kind of falling apart, and we needed more storage space. But it's placed in the same exact location. The only thing different is that we put a concrete slat, on the bottom of it. But it's installed in the same location that the other one was.
Okay, my second question is like there's and maybe I'm looking at the photo wrong. If staff could go back to the aerial photo. So in the first picture here, it appears that and maybe it's just the way that I'm looking at it, but it appears that the shed is.
That's when it was broken and we were like getting it removed and breaking it down. That's not where it was previously. So that is not where the shed was It's exactly in the same location that it was. So we moved it, it was breaking down, and so in order for us to have it broken, we had to move it and have the other one brought in.
Okay.
So that's probably where the picture is.
Okay, but you
Because we had a playground
you
there
can see
originally.
based on the photo.
No, I
but
do
what
see
I'm
it, but
okay.
you also don't see the playground that was there. So we had a huge playground that was in our back, in where the shed is here, and that's not in the photo. So that's why I know that that's a photo from, and I can see my backyard is upgraded,
Okay.
And it wasn't upgraded before when the shed was in the previous location.
Okay, thank you. No more further questions, Mr. Chair.
Member Mira?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So the approval that you have from the Chapel Trail Owners Association is from the masters.
Yes.
Okay, the process of applying is you start from your sub-association, right?
That is what I did from Atlantis,
So
from
how
Atlantis
come,
Management
how come
Company.
the sub-association don't have your
I'm
application?
not sure why they don't
And
have it.
how, if they are the one that forwarded the application to the master, then how come they don't have a copy?
I mean, he said I didn't even apply for it, but I did. So I don't know if he has the most recent information. I can definitely go back, and I'm obviously going to have to show it to them, but that is the process that we've always, he said I didn't apply for it, and we applied for it in April, and it was approved. We followed the guidelines that we've always been told. We go through Atlantis Management Company, which is the local, and they go to the masters, so which is point management.
Yeah,
So I don't know what other process to follow.
Yeah, to Mr. Myers, would it be possible you couldn't find out who forwarded that application to the masters?
Sir, as I stated before, I received.
A little
the
louder,
email-
please.
I received the email of the application only for the shed and the removal of trees. There has been no application submitted to the architectural board of our local community for the pergola whatsoever. And I am an original owner, just like Don Reed is, and been living in the neighborhood for 32 years, as well as was on the board. Okay, I'm now on the architectural board. But I have no record whatsoever, and I have all of the emails that I received with the architectural boards in a folder in my emails. I save every one, those that are approved and those that are disapproved. Okay? So I beg to differ. I don't want to be opposing and not letting her have what she would like to have, because I like to be a good neighbor as well, but I have nothing that has come before me to sign off and then to be submitted to the master. Now, again, like Don did say, if the size was to be reduced, there would probably be no opposition. But that is a huge structure. And I'm also a general contractor as well. I see no permit. I know she's bringing up the shed. The shed is actually located towards the front of the corner of her, which you would look at the house on the left corner right there. The shed that was there before was a very, like she said, plastic. Call it a playhouse, like a little kid's thing. That's all it was. We did approve those at one time. But that shed that she has there is enormous, okay? And it's also not within the setback, and there's the slab. It's no hurricane straps on it either.
So you haven't seen it, but you're opposing it. Is that what you're saying?
What? I see the shed. I can see it and
No,
drive
you-
right by it.
No,
She's
you're
got a
saying
head-
this application, you haven't seen it,
Oh,
but
the
you're now
application
saying you're opposing
Just got
it.
it today. The 925 was
Okay.
the gates.
Okay. All right.
So, okay,
Go ahead, Amira.
Chair.
Finish with,
Yeah, because on the masters here, there is an approval of 20 by 30 by 8 feet roof pergola installation, and even discuss what the color is going to be. I used to sit on the board also, and I respect you guys' position. I thank you for that, because that's also a volunteer work for the community. But we also have what we call a discretion, because on the size of her lot, if that would make sense for her to have that size, it will not be the same as on any other lots that, of course, she has a bigger size lot.
She has a
Now,
bigger
the way when I used to be in the homeowners associations, the way I looked at it is that we are there to make sure that the guidelines is uniform for everybody the best we can, the best possible way we can. But it's also, it determines that would this bring value to the community? Would this bring value to the property? Not to put the property value down. And with this type of installation that she's trying to do, I don't believe that this will put the value of the property in the neighborhood. So you guys could talk that out and consider one another, because you are neighbors. You guys are neighbors.
I agree.
You know, can apply that discretion that, accommodate everybody the best we can. You are very fortunate that you have a neighbor like her that wanted to improve her property. There's a lot of properties out there that don't even do nothing in their property. And like I said, the improvement of this property and what she's trying to do will bring value of the properties on your neighborhood. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Brito.
No, I totally agree with what he was saying. Yes, we do look at properties, we do look at sizes of different structures that are going on properties, but we do make exceptions to those rules based on the size of the lot that the property owner has. As long as it's built to code and they get everything approved by the city, we have made exceptions to those rules. That's all I've got to say, Chair.
Ms. Stokes, I'm listening to you have two neighbors that have ideas. Is there an urgency of getting this done today, or can you comply with we're not bound by the homeowners associations, but it'd be in good spirit to make sure that you have met with all parties and, complied. And also, like I mentioned before, and as Mr. Miro says, it's a very large structure.
Right.
And sometimes it's in our best interest to say, let's reduce it. I mean, it'd be great to have 30 foot by 20, but, and you're.
I completely understand where you're coming from, and we know that there are exceptions. And we do have a large family. I am one of we're 10 grandkids. Like we entertain in our home a lot. And this is why we are requesting this, to have Thanksgiving dinners outside. And without this, we're not able to do that.
We understand.
So, and again, our property allows for both a size of the shed that we are requesting for storage, so we can put all of our kids' stuff in there, all of our decorations, and also for the size of the pergola.
This size allows for, the requirement's 100 square feet, and you're asking for 200, and that would be an exception.
Yes.
And also, like I said, your lot is very unique. You're in the corner, you're backed up against the lake and so forth. We're very considerate. We'll also be considerate of your neighbors too.
Correct.
Like you said, many would also want to do the same thing. So, as a suggestion, make sure that all the associations and the different boards have met with you and with staff to come to agreement.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to just reiterate what I said. We thought we were following the proper chain of commands, like what we were supposed to do. The local goes
Sure.
to the master, and then we request the permit. That was what we were advised to do. So if there was anything different, as he's mentioning, I definitely will go back, because I don't want there to be any of these issues because of that.
Thank you.
It's not our intention.
So, Mrs. Zamora, would you entertain a motion to table this until further review?
We've been waiting for a long time for this, so I just don't know, how much longer are we gonna have to wait? Because then we won't be able to host Thanksgiving, or it's been almost a year. Like, it's April till now that we are in this, even before that, but.
Yeah.
So how
If
long?
I could say something, I don't believe that it's correct or necessary to defer this because of an internal homeowners association. More communication, more protocols between the sub and the master association. The asking is for exception to the zoning code.
Could you repeat that again?
Yes, the PUD where the property is located, Chapel Trails PUD, right, is silent on the subject. Therefore, the provisions of the code apply. The provision of the code for this case is the shed, 100 square feet. She's asking for bigger. And the other one is 200 square feet. She's asking for more. So again, I'm just going to bring it up to you. She will still have to continue to work to secure her permit and to obviously work with our landscape division to make sure that she mitigates for the material loss, if that helps.
Okay, thank you. Are there any further discussions for anyone on the board?
Yeah, I have one more question for Ms. Jessica.
Yes.
Jessica, this is going to be built by professional contractor, the pergola?
We're acting as our own contractors.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
And there's going to be an electrical?
No,
No electrical?
no.
Okay, that's all I have.
Stokes, you're going to need 3 approvals. And a structure of this size, acting as an owner-builder in the area you're in, you may be able to follow the plans, but it's very difficult with the pergola of this size, meeting the requirements, and acting as a contractor on your own. Please take into consideration, you may get the permit, but it's a very difficult undergoing that you're going to take. To this board, I entertain the motion for ZVR 2025-0029.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2025 to allow,
029.
I'm sorry, ZVR 2025-0029 to allow 489 square foot instead of the required 200 square foot for a proposed open-sided freestanding structure in a residential area under Section 155.301, Variance 1C.
I second.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion and second. Roll call, please.
Member Pitts?
No.
Member Amira?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Crawl?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Entertain a motion for ZVR 2025-0030.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2025-0030 to allow 204 square feet instead of the required 100 square feet for an existing shed in a residential single-family typical lot under Section 155.301, Variance 1C.
I second.
If there's motion and second, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Amira?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Chairman Crawl?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
For your consideration. Thank you.
Please see staff, make sure, I encourage you have the variances approved
I
to
assure you
follow.
we will follow all proper protocols for everything, for installation. And I will definitely get with the local homeowners association and masters again to submit anything that they are missing.
I'm going to reiterate the fact that because of your location of your home,
Yes.
we're very generous in
We
approving the
understand.
variances. But I strongly suggest with the hurricanes and so forth,
Yes.
and the code requirements, you followed it. Thank you,
Yes,
ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Ronald Q. and Yisrael Gonzalez.
Through the chair,
Yeah.
and before they start, this request is a very technical aspect. The deviation of their request is based on the width of the lot. The width of the lot exceeds 1 foot over the threshold. So it really is a small technicality. We visited the property, and we have found no issues. I just want to give that a small introduction before anything. I will let him speak, but obviously take this advice from staff.
Okay.
I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's a deviation of a foot because the lot is wider than the threshold. The threshold is 60 feet wide to allow a 5 feet side setback. The lot is 61 feet. Therefore, it has to be 7.5, but it was built at 5. Thank you.
Could you bring the picture up, please? On the survey. Okay, we'll get started. Could you please sign in and everything? Ronald Q., owner, submitted a residential zoning variance request to propose a bedroom addition to the property located at 8761 Northwest 16th Street in the Boulevard Heights neighborhood, which is zoned residential single-family R1C. On July 9th, 2025, the owner submitted building permit application number RA 25-06617 for a 196 square foot bedroom addition at the east side of the existing bedroom structure in the rear. However, the permit application cannot be approved as the proposed addition encroaches into the required side setback. ZVR 2025-0031, to allow 4.8-foot augmenting to 5-foot side setback along a segment of the eastern side property line instead of the required 7.5-foot side setback for proposed 16.4 by 12-foot bedroom addition. As part of the request, the project includes removal of existing paving from the western side setback and a shed for the rear of the property. The applicants are aware that the board consideration of this variance request does not preclude the owner from obtaining any necessary developments or related permits. There is no homeowners association involved. The applicant, dear members of the board, this letter is to request a variance from the side setback requirement. The variance is needed for a room addition to accommodate a newborn baby. The newborn baby has created an immediate need for additional living space. The current home does not offer a substantial location for a nursery or enough space for childcare items or a place to run around for the little one to have fun. The addition is modest in size, designed to blend with existing structure and neighborhood. It was located in the rear of the house, expanding to the existing backyard. The code asks for a 7.5-foot side setback, which is not enforced when the house was built. The existing structure of the house has a side setback of 5 feet, like to maintain the architectural symmetry of the building. Alternate solutions have been explored, but we believe they're impractical given our family's need and the property's limitation. These necessary is for reasonable use and enjoyment of the property. Is there any additional information, Mr. Q, or?
To add to that, we spoke to surrounding neighbors. They all have no objections to the building of this addition. We're also, there were some comments that we have here from Christian or departments, and our contractor already spoke to me this morning that he worked with the architect to fix all these issues, and will be submitted, sometime if this goes well, and there's no changes to it or anything like that. Also the pavers and the shed that were mentioned, the pavers have been already removed. Christian, I believe he saw those when he went to our property, and the shed will be working on it soon to get it removed. And also there were some comments on landscaping department to plant 2 canopy trees. We will be working on that as well soon. But other than that, I don't know if you want to say anything.
One question. How many bedrooms are in the house right now?
2.
2 bedrooms?
Yeah.
Okay. But we work from home, and we have 2 cats. So when we initially bought the house, we bought it with the intent of adding another room. And the issue is just that we want to continue the line of the house. And we weren't aware of the setback.
It looks like the backyard is fenced in, am I right?
I'm sorry?
The backyard is fenced in.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very large backyard.
He likes it.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, as you were saying, you have more to add?
No, I was saying that that's it. We work from home. We wanted the space, and the initial issue is they want to continue the side of the house because they want it to be symmetrical and not have that awkward space that the setback would.
Can you bring up the site? Yes. So you continue with the same outline of the house?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You're basically squaring it off. Looks like you've got at least 25 feet in the rear. Would you say so, Mr. Zamora? At least 25 feet in the backyard? Yes. Okay. All right.
Yes, that is correct. This is a nice, large backyard. Obviously, the limited in size. This home's very small, about 1,300 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Obviously, the household has grown in size, and they need that. As I explained at the beginning, This is a technicality. The threshold of, which triggers the 7.5 feet is the 61 feet wide lot. If this would be 60 feet, no variance would be needed.
Okay. Now, I see there's aluminum terrace that's existing, that's covered in aluminum, all right?
Yes. Yes, that's,
Was that existing when you bought it?
yes,
Yes.
even the
Yeah,
shed was
that's,
existing.
is open, meets code. It's just some paving underneath that are gonna be rectifying as part of this
We're gonna put some
improvement.
grass in there.
I just want to make sure you're not going to come back in a few years saying you want to, take down the terrace and, add on and square out the house. Because now's the time to do so.
No, we like it.
Okay. I'm going to remember that. We're going to remember that, okay? I have no further questions.
Yeah, they've been great with us. The contractor coming in and they try to work it out. They follow in staff direction. That's all I gotta say.
Now, the roof line, will it be a flat roof there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Have any questions from Mr. Brito?
No further questions.
Mr. Pitts?
No questions.
Mr. Mira?
No question.
There's no one that's left in the audience here. Staff, any comments or any questions? Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion for ZBR 2025-0031.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZBR 2025-0031 to allow 4.8 augmenting to 5-foot setback, side setback along a segment of the eastern side property line instead of the required 7.5 side setback for a proposed 16.40 by 12 bedroom addition under section 155.301 variance 1C.
I second.
The motion is second. Madam Clerk?
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Member O'Meara?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion is passed. Congratulations. And
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice.
one comment, you going to use a general contractor to do this work, or are you going to self-perform it?
No, I have the contractor. He's gonna do all the permits and all of that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening. Take care.
Would you like to do an excused absence for Member O'Meara? Adelondo?
I want to make a motion to excuse Member Aldorando.
Yeah.
Abadam.
Yeah.
I second.
Who seconded?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All in favor, excuse the member Victor Abadandalo, say aye.
Aye.
And thank you. Mr. Zamora, you gave us the meeting schedule for 2026. Is that to be considered or voted upon, or just for information?
Yes. Actually, we need to reschedule because there's a conflict. Our first meeting, or the board meeting in January, falls on New Year's Day. Will be New Year's Day. So we need to reschedule for.
I'll say.
So we need to reschedule for the 15th. Same
Okay.
time, same place, and the same for the
Wait.
April 2nd meeting.
Is January 15th on Thursday?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it's a Thursday. All right, and then we have to reschedule April 2nd, it's Passover.
Right.
Reschedule for April 16th. So that will be the two changes for next year.
Okay.
We
And
wanna
this is
make
only
sure-
for our consideration?
Yes,
All right,
yes,
thank
yes.
you.
We just need to make a motion to move forward with those changes. So.
Besides the first January?
And then the April meeting, which falls on April 2nd, is Passover. So we're going to be rescheduling for April 16th.
Could we not do it on the 9th?
Make sure you're good with it.
What was- Is the 9th a problem? That was what you and I
Was,
discussed. I just
it's
asked.
Passovers,
No,
right?
the 9th of April.
the 9th. I believe that we have to confirm that the chamber is available,
It's usually,
right? The commission chamber is available. But I like that idea better.
yeah, but it's
Okay.
that Monday. Yeah.
Yes, actually, it's Planning and Zoning Board. So we do have a meeting
Oh,
on that
okay.
Thursday, the second Thursday.
Thank you.
P and Z is the second and fourth Thursday of every month, so
Okay.
we cannot do that.
So we got a motion?
What were the dates again? I'm sorry, Christian.
Well,
Just,
it's okay. It's okay. So we need to reschedule the first
your
meeting.
mic is just terrible, by the way. I'm not sure if it's
January
That's
1st
okay.
to the 15th.
So January,
that one.
the first meeting in January is going to be January the 15th instead of the 1st, all right?
I got it. Go
And
ahead.
then on April, originally scheduled for the 2nd, it needs to be rescheduled for the 16th. Those are the two changes to the schedule for next year. Anybody has a question?
Nope.
I give the motion to approve the schedule as
proposed.
mentioned.
Okay.
Somebody second?
Was there a second?
Second.
The motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion passes. Thank you. Any other business we need to take up tonight?
None that I'm aware of. No, nothing to say.
All right, meeting is now adjourned. Motion to adjourn?
Aye.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
7:36. Meeting adjourned.